Yes, chat, HLC dropped a new one today. HLC did indeed drop a new one. Actually, I've been keeping up too much on current events, so I'm kind of curious what he's talking about with this one. So, let's find out. It is HLC time, chat. Are you ready? Let's go!
For the first time ever, an F-35 has been taken down.
Oh, nerd. I mean, don't get me wrong, wasn't my favorite grandchild, but he was a good kid.
Wait,
I just wish he could be a
what's
little bit
going
more
on?
racist and not use as many big words.
What? What is he talking about? What are you talking about? I'm right here.
What?
Oh, this is awkward. He's alive and he just found out he's second best.
Ah, damn it! Why did I believe I ran? Uncle Sam, why'd you let me do that? As a man, you're supposed to bottle up all your feelings and then wait until the day the person dies and then say actually how you feel. So
Wait. No, there's something worse. Buff is getting all senile. He believed I ran. This is more. Oh God, this is worse than we thought. Buff is getting old and senile and actually believed I ran out of pocket. Oh no. Oh, Guff. Oh, it's off to the old age hanger for you now, my guy. Oh, that's okay. Pudding nights are on Thursdays. We'll take care of you, Buff. Don't worry. We'll take care of you.
that way you feel bad and you die sooner. God, this is how men are.
Look, I don't know what's going on, and it's been over a week, and I've been waiting for any kind of confirmation. Iran is swearing up and down that they shot down an F-35. They even posted this silly video that I'm almost positive is just fucking AI. Just there's some inconsistencies there. And then
Wait. Is that the one video that we saw where it's supposedly is that the video that we saw that was supposedly taken through like a FLIR camera? And yeah, okay, is that what are they still on that? Iran is still on that bullshit? Oh my God, that's been debunked 10 Ways to Tuesday. That video has literally been debunked 10 Ways to Tuesday, that the heat blooms don't match in any way. The heat blooms in the IR did not match in any way. That the engine bloom what was it? Basically the entire signature was bright hot, including the bird itself, not just the engines. The bird itself would not be hot, only the engines would be hot. And then when the supposed missile struck it, the bird suddenly went ice cold instead of being brilliantly hot from a fucking explosion. The reticle did not look like any known IR reticle in targeting. Like, it's been debunked 6 ways from Sunday. Like, it's been debunked as like a fake, that it was either like it was from Arma, or it was from War Thunder, or it's not real. And they're still trying to tout this as being real? Like, it's been a fucking week. Everybody's already said it's fake as hell. Why are they still pushing this shit? Everybody knows it's fake.
And around that same time, we had an F-35 with an emergency landing that was conducting combat operations in Iran. Now, CENTCOM has adamantly denied that has happened.
Yeah.
Well, they admit that there was an emergency landing, but they deny that it was from enemy fire. Iran is...
Your dog, it's fake. Like, when I posted my react to HOC where he talked about this, and I actually intercut the footage of the supposed F-35 getting shot down by Iran, there were so many people in my comments that were pointing out gross errors and inconsistencies with what happened, i.e. the entire signature of the bird and the engines were all basically the same shade, where the bird would have actually been a much duller shade than the engines, that the bird actually goes ice cold when it gets hit by the supposed missile. It's just, oh, the so-called Iranian leaders don't know it's fake. No, the Iranian leaders probably are the ones that posted trying to say, oh yes, we shot on an F-35. Oh, yes, and I'm probably doing a terrible accent, so I apologize for that. Oh, yes, we shot down an F-35. Absolutely, we shot down an F-35. Actually, that probably sounded more Indian than Iranian, so apologies. I don't do Iranian accents. I'm sorry. I'm not good at it.
Very well versed in the social media war that is going on right now. So anytime we have an emergency landing, it's not a far stretch that they would claim that they shot said aircraft down. But it's also not a far stretch that we lie about it in order to whatever. So I don't know what's going on, but enough people have asked me to talk about it, and it's been a week now, and I have gotten zero new information. Al Jazeera, CNN, all of the a little more liberal media has posted that, yeah, Iran shot this thing down as if it were a fact, and conservative media as well as actual CENTCOM is like, no, didn't get shot down, just had to do an emergency landing. So I don't know what's going on. That's because America is just bound and determined to lie about everything.
Pot, meat, fucking kettle. Literally everything that has come out of Iran state-sponsored media has been a fucking lie. Anyone remember? By the way, this is also not the first time that Iran has claimed they shot down an F-35 and it was a flat-out fucking lie. Leave us not forget, it was about 7-8 months ago, I believe, that Iran claimed they shot down an F-35 and actually posted that photo of a supposed F-35 that they shot down that was photoshopped to fucking oblivion, where basically the F-35 was like the size of a goddamn aircraft carrier because they had people around it, and the people were like ants compared to the size of the F-35, not to mention the buildings. Yeah. Literally everything Iran posts is either photoshopped or AI slop, and none of it's real. It's all state-sponsored lies. Every fucking bit of it. Yes, the giant F-35. Yeah, this is not the first time Iran has tried to make this fucking claim. The last one was supposedly an Israeli F-35, but they constantly try to make this claim that they've shot down U.S. aircraft, and it's never true. And it's all just fake AI photoshopped bullshit. Every bit of it.
No, we're pretty clear about the scoreboard. We've had 13 service members lost, and at recent counts from even your health administration, you've lost 1,400 people and had 18,000 wounded. It's about 107 to 1 right now. That's what the scoreboard reads. Yeah. But also, in the light of that, I will absolutely admit that you hit Prince, what is it, Pisab in Saudi Arabia, and I lost an E3 in that strike. I'm fine, boss. I just, I gotta take some Motrin, change my socks, and drink some water. I'll be back in the fight in no time. Don't you worry. It's all right, buddy. You did a good job. Just rest. We'll get you back in the fight as soon as we can.
Look, this whole episode is just a fucking emotional roller coaster, and I'm not emotionally prepared for it, so
No, Buff, you're not emotionally available for it. There is no such thing as preparing you to be emotional. You don't get emotional other than kill the brown people. So let's not pretend that you were ever going to be prepared for this.
And I'm gonna deflect with dark humor. Hey, Iran, I'm carrying sunshine. Wow, I'm carrying sunshine. Wow.
Bite the pillow, I'm going in dry, and it's gotta feel good.
Buff, as much as it would be a quick solution, we're not nuking Iran. As far as I know. Iran, look, you don't hold human life in high regard. Nobody in the Middle East does. It's very...
Slight disagreement. They hold, the regime holds their own human life in high regard. They give a flying fuck about literally every other human life on the face of the planet. But their own lives, they absolutely hold in high regard. Let's not fuck with this. Okay? It's kind of like every despot, every fascist regime. It's all the same thing. They hold their own lives in very high regard. but they don't hold any other human life on the face of the planet in any regard whatsoever, and they would happily just like exterminate every other human life off the face of the planet as long as they were staying alive and staying in power of something. Okay, let's be fucking real about this.
Very strange to somebody from like a first world country. I'll say Americans because it was very strange to me when people die in the Middle East and their families don't even bat an eye. They're like, well, okay, this is just part of life. They don't hold life sacred.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's very strange.
You're gonna share that?
Again, I will slight disagree because I've seen some interviews. Now, granted, this is not killings that I've seen. This is I've seen videos. This is predominantly with women in the Middle East, where basically they are victims of assault. There was one video I saw of a woman. I forget which Middle Eastern country. I forget if it was. I forget if it was Afghanistan or Iraq or Iran. I can't recall exactly where. A predominantly Muslim country where where a woman was raped by a man, got pregnant from this, and she was forced to marry her rapist in order for her to even be able to function in society, and so that their child, because of course she would have had to carry the child and give birth to the child, could have been Pakistan. Yes, I cannot recall exactly where it was, but basically she had to marry her rapist so she would not have stigma and her child would not have stigma and be ostracized from society. And they view this as the rapist doing a good thing for her by taking her as one of his wives, so that way she can even function in society. Because if she didn't actually marry him, then she would not even be able to engage in that society. That society would ostracize her and she would not even be able to participate in that society. And like the whole time that they're doing the interview, like the man's just kind of sitting there, the daughter's between them, and the woman, like, she's like kind of like averting her gaze. She won't even look at the interviewer. And when they did actually talk to her, she was saying like, I had to do it because otherwise, I didn't want to put that on my daughter. My daughter wouldn't be able to have like function in society, and I wouldn't be able to be in society. Yeah, it was like the guy's sister-in-law or something like that. It's fucking insane. But this is this country. Okay, this is this region. They literally, rape is common and encouraged. Rape and physical abuse of women is encouraged in this society. That if a woman is a victim, then she is the offender. Okay? Oh, if a woman is a victim of assault, then she is viewed as the bad guy in the society. It's her fault that she got physically beat. It's her fault that she got raped. It's her fault that said rape resulted in her getting pregnant and she has to give birth to her rapist child and then marry her rapist. That's what this society is. That's what this Middle Eastern society is. This is what so many of these fucking SJR insane asylum people are standing for in the United States. Okay, every single one of these freak shows in the Western world that are protesting on behalf of Iran or on behalf of Pakistan or on behalf of Palestine and Iraq, all of these Middle Eastern countries that basically work off of the Muslim faith, that basically says women are property, that goats are actually more valuable than women, and women should be treated less than goats. Yeah, that's what they're standing for. That's what they're championing. That's what they're protesting for. It's fucking insane. And they refuse to, and basically they're Hollywoodizing Islam. They're Hollywoodizing the Middle East. So that they think like they're basically like they are like Iran's perfect propaganda target. They are exactly the people that Iran has targeted with their propaganda campaign for the last several years. Okay, yeah, Sneeko is another one. Like, they're getting big spirits like Sneeko and Hassan, to basically stand for them, and they get their communities to stand for them. And they do this propaganda campaign like, oh, the Middle East is actually very beautiful. You don't understand because of your government is telling you lies when, when basically the Muslim faith basically treats women like animals, less than goats, kills them for no reason, for simply existing. And the Iranian, the despotic regimes are slaughtering their people simply for existing and protesting against their poor treatment. They've got like okay. I need to stop because I'm gonna go off on a fucking tangent. Iran and all of these like Muslim terrorist groups have attained so many perfect idiots, including perfect idiots within our own governments. That's the scary part. Is these despots, these dictators, these murderous psychopaths literally have obtained useful idiots in our own governments. We have people in our own governments that are actually standing for Muslim terrorists. They are actually we have our own governments, people in our own governments, they're supporting Muslim terrorists. It's fucking insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. And that is why I've been telling people that you need to start voting these fuckers out of office. You need to actually hit the polls. Number one, we need the voter ID law to pass. That's number one. We absolutely need that voter ID law to pass. And then we need to destroy them at the polls. 100%. Like that is how it's going to happen, is you need to just, you need to get the voter ID law in place, and then we have to destroy them at the polls. Because once the voter ID law goes into place, it'll be easy. The only way these traitors are able to keep winning is because they're cheating by using illegal immigrants to vote in states that don't require voter ID laws, and so they literally import fraudulent voters to keep them in power. The moment you get that voter ID law in place, it will be dirt fucking simple to destroy them at the polls. And Chaotic Ghost, thank you for the tier 1 and the gifteds. And 60 Jarhead, thank you for the 10 gifted also. Thank you very much.
A profound thought you had the other day?
Yeah, sure, why not? Aside from war always being young men dying for old men's transgressions, war is the absence of morality. Now, that may seem very understandable for some of you, but hear me out. When I say the absence of morality, I'm not just saying that war is an evil thing and it's abhorrent and it's just evil against evil. What I mean is the absence of morality in the same way that taking out the trash is the absence of morality. There's no moral decision in taking out the trash. There's no morality to it. You simply do the job. And war is where you have to remove all sense of morality that you've been taught for your entire life, that human life is sacred, and you have to strictly do the job. And that's why a lot of people struggle with it, because we're taught, at least in the West, our entire lives, that human lives are sacred and should be protected and should be never taken. And
I mean, what he's talking about is the fundamental building blocks of Western civilization is Judeo-Christian building blocks. That point blank. For Western civilization all across the globe, the Western civilization has been basically founded on Judeo-Christian principles. And to that respect, it's we're referencing basically the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not murder. That is how Western civilization was born, and it is the same tenets and teachings that have remained throughout countless generations. Yes, I said thou shalt not murder. That's what I said. Yes, correct. That's why I said it properly. That's why I didn't use it's been screwed up that people think that the commandment is thou shalt not kill, which is incorrect. It's thou shalt not murder. Which is different context. But that has basically been one of the fundamental building blocks for literally all of Western civilization. And it's It's part of the building blocks for laws in Western civilization. You don't get that in Middle Eastern civilization. Those basic fundamentals don't exist in Middle Eastern culture and religion. It's so yeah. It for sort of Westerners going that are part of the military and going to war, it's something that soldiers need to overcome because from a very young age, children are taught not to harm others. Now, I will say in the modern day, well, things have gotten kind of fucked in the modern day. Because while kids are still taught not to harm others, hopefully by the majority of parents, unfortunately they're receiving influence from a great deal more sources that kinda has fucked that moral code. I will freely admit, in Western civilization, particularly in like North America, the moral code for people has gotten kind of fucked over the last few decades. It really has. Just look at the upticks we've been seeing in violent offenses in young people. It's like I don't have the stats on me right now, but there's been a fairly steady rise of violent offenses by young people. And by young, I mean young teenagers over the last couple of decades. And that's come from a myriad of sources. We're talking about like music, we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about television, we're talking about movies, and more. We're talking about their environments. It's honestly the concept of it's difficult for people to kill. As like when in the military, it's still there. I'm not going to say it's been completely wiped. I'm not saying that the people in the United States have basically become, murdering psychopaths, or anything like that. But the reticentness to inflict harm upon another individual is less than what it was with what HLC is saying, at least in my opinion. I do think that there is less of a hesitation to harm or kill than there used to be. And it's honestly that's very sad that society has gone that way. Yeah, I know.
And you have to remove that completely until you're just doing a job. This has happened all throughout human history. Every war has come up with abhorrent nicknames for the opposition. The Marines referred to the Japanese in World War II as Japs and Nips and all sorts of other things. Germans were Krauts. Americans were Yankees or Yanks. I mean, in the Middle East for Jiwat, they were Haji, which is not actually a slur. A Haji is someone who's Muslim who has completed their pilgrimage to Mecca, versus a Hajj, which is someone who has not.
Oh, something I learned recently is apparently people who use dark humor are more resilient. That's why I am the way I am.
Buff's not wrong about that. Like, dark humor is used by the majority of professionals that are doing an occupation that involves seeing a lot of fucked up shit. Namely, police, fire, EMS, hospital, doctors and nurses in hospitals. Yeah, because you use dark humor to cope. Because if you don't, it is a coping mechanism. It's to basically, it's functionally a pressure release valve. Because if you don't, if you just bottle it up and let it fester and boil inside of you, it will destroy you. No, the alternative to dark humor is not to cry. The alternative to dark humor is very often to basically start taking lives, namely your own. It's like when you see the shit that police, fire, EMS, doctors and nurses see on a literal fucking daily basis, it takes a toll. And unless you have some kind of pressure release valve, it will fester and boil inside of you until basically you as individual will get to a point like, why should I even exist in this world that is just so full of darkness and hate and evil, and you will do something tragic that no one wants. No one wants. So they exercise dark humor to function as that pressure release valve, so they basically don't go insane and become suicidal from what they see on a daily basis.
That was a little poetic, really. America, I see Tiger Woods got another DUI after crashing his vehicle, so we can at least stop talking about the war for a little while.
13% of professional golfers.
Dear God, Buff, stop it. Yeah, he got a DUI, rolled his car. Honestly, at this point, we should just have the man get a chauffeur everywhere. I mean, he can afford it.
Yeah.
Or
yeah. Well, can he? Wait, can he though? Is Tiger Woods still considered a good golfer? Other than him getting arrested for DUIs, I haven't heard shit about the man in years. Like, is he still considered a good golfer? Legit, I don't know. At this point, that's what he's known for. At this point, the only thing that I know him for is is driving drunk. Tiger Woods said he won't hire a driver because he's worried about privacy. Okay, yeah, well, we see what. So the judge needs to suspend his license for the next several years. Then he'll be forced to have a driver. Simple as that. I've seen him playing golf in this virtual tech league. Oh God, he did just win an Open. Okay, all right, fair enough. John Daly's still better. Based. John Daly's the fucking goat.
just let him drive drunk. I feel like he does it better. He's only gotten 2 DUIs, and the man, I feel like, is perpetually blitzed.
What I don't know is, did he stick around after the crash, or did they find a pack of Newports in there?
Why is that one so racist? We've even tried to combat it. Not him, but we've made Severus Snape. He is now African American. Well, African English. Oh my God.
Okay, first and foremost, that was not Beans on Falafel that did that. Beans on Falafel did not make the choice to make Severus Snape black. That was fucking Holly, okay? In UK didn't have any decision in that process. Yes, J.K. Rowling is supposedly like an executive producer in name only. But yeah, fucking Hollywood. The SJRs in Hollywood are the ones, that made, it was on HBO. They're the ones that made the choice of, let's just lean into the whole DEI thing and race swap one of the most popular characters who is literally described in the book as, wait for it, white. Genius fucking move. Like, seriously, Hollywood is only, like, Hollywood and the TV networks are only showing just how absolutely racist they are, that they can't write. They're actually showing that they are incapable of writing good TV and movie with black characters. They're showing that they can't do it. That they are actually so racist, they can't come up with good stories involving black people, so instead they have to race swap white people with black people so they can shoehorn in black people, Muslim people, sometimes Asian people. Basically, they need to swap out the white people, shove in every other ethnicity, because they're so lazy and they're so fucking racist that they cannot write a show or a movie where those individuals are actually the lead characters. They can't do it. They're literally showcasing. Hollywood is actually showcasing just how racist they are by what was the word I'm looking for? By overcompensating with DEI. DEI and their overcompensation is actually broadcasting to the entire fucking world of how racist they actually are. That they're going to take a character that has been white throughout all of the characterization of it, either in books, TV, or movie, and race swap it to black because they can't actually write a role for a black person or a Muslim person or an Indian person or an Asian person. And so they just got to shoehorn them into the white role because they're racist and they actually can't come up with a good story for a character of that ethnicity. Hollywood's fucking dead. Indie is the way to go, just like with gaming. Fuck the AAA studios, fuck Hollywood. Indie is where it's at now.
God, why did you open that door?
Have you guys seen the fucking memes and jokes from that? Oh my God,
Yes.
top tier.
Oh,
Top tier,
yes.
better than anything that I've ever seen. People
Baby Rolsa, wait for it. There's a very strong rumor. You said that the surprise Voldemort wasn't cast as a Karen. There's talk that Tilda Swinton is going to be playing Voldemort. It's a rumor. It is a rumor right now, but there's a very strong rumor because they opened up auditions for Voldemort to literally anyone. And there is a rumor right now that either Tilda Swinton or Cynthia Erivo may be playing Voldemort. Oh, yes. They may be gender and race swapping Voldemort. Oh, yeah. It's not confirmed. It's only a rumor at this point. But, yeah. Oh. Wait. Notice how there's been no clamoring to change the role either. And you remember when Scarlett Johansson had to back up a film because so many people objected to a white actress playing a Hawaiian character. Are you talking about the one that, oh God, who do they have in the play? Who do they put in her place? Oh God, I forget her name. If it's the movie I think you're talking about, but anyway, it's, yeah. Oh yeah, like Harry Potter has been DEI'd to shit and back, I think. Yeah, when Scarlett Johansson played Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell. Yeah. Oh yeah. And yes, exactly. It's like basically Hollywood and, the SGRs at large don't consider it race swapping if you're swapping out a white person because you can't be racist to white people, according to these folks. Yeah, and they also race swapped out Hermione, and they made her Latina. At least I think she's Latino. I don't know if the actress is Latino. But yeah, basically, Hermione is no longer white either. They of course had to change that. I'm legit shocked that Ron is actually still a redhead. I thought for sure that they were gonna swap Ron out for someone else that was not a redhead.
Oh my God, top tier. Top tier, better than anything that I've ever seen. People posting pictures of the broom that he was flying, had like a Nissan logo, a pack of Newports, and some subs on the back. Obviously,
really?
Someone said that 13% of wizards commit, 50% of hexes.
That's enough, Buff.
No,
keep
there was
going.
one left. I just gotta
Thank
say
you.
it. Somebody made a meme where it was like Harry and Hermione trying to explain to Snape that wasn't a mandrake root that they were trying to bury. It was actually a smoke detector, and to get it to stop going off, you just gotta put batteries in it. Holy shit.
I've been back over in my stomping grounds, dealing with people in Iraq again.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to retire you. It's crazy, though. I actually saw for the first time there's a cell phone video on the receiving end of an A-10 strafing run. It's scary.
What?
What?
Cell phone survived? I must be getting rusty.
There is kind of a funny story in the news recently. There's a humanoid robot at a restaurant in California. It like smashed a whole bunch of plates and then started dancing. And there's a video of it. It's actually really funny.
They told me to dance like no one was watching, and then powered me down when I did.
It's AI and robots, man. They're gonna come for all our jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see AI do what I do. Fly into enemy territory under heavy fire, drop a whole bunch of munitions, rapid fire like 6 racist jokes, and then plow Russia's mom.
Same here, Grandpa. GBU 72 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need. We can go to Tehran, bomb their shit, smoke that tumbleweed.
I see you now had your second annual No Kings protest. Can't you see that the
Yeah.
American people are not behind the buffoon in charge?
The people don't even know why they're against Trump at this point. I saw a clip from Side Scrollers where someone actually went out to the No Kings protest, actually interviewed someone who is dressed up like fucking Jinx from League of Legends, by the way, and asked her, "What don't you like about him?" Like they were talking, like this person was like, "No Kings, TDS, all that," and this person that was doing the on the street interview asked this woman, "What don't you like about that?" Couldn't fucking answer. They fucking blue screened and could not give an answer of why they don't like him. And ends up going, "I'm in latex, Jimmy, I gotta go." And they like fucked off because they literally could not answer the question. The majority of them cannot legit answer that question of why don't you like the current president? What is it you don't like? Without like vomiting up like pre-programmed talking points beyond Orange Man bad. Like if you were to actually challenge them on it, they would basically just shut down. They would literally blue screen and shut down because it goes so far against their programming of actually examining the situation with logic and facts and reason that their CPU overloads and they just shut down because they can't answer the fucking question. They can easily regurgitate the programming that they have been given over and over and over again because they will do that and it's the regurgitation because it never changes. They never change their perspective on anything. It's they literally just press play and let the vomit come out. But if you actually challenge them on the beliefs and actually say, "Why don't you like this?" Or if they say, "Oh, we should leave Iran alone." Why? They will fucking blue screen. And they'll just go, I gotta go. And they'll run away. So, yeah, the No Kings protest it's a fucking lie. It's 100% manufactured. The No Kings protest is manufactured. Whomever it might be, BlackRock, Soros, I don't know, pick your fucking boogeyman. But it is 100% manufactured. And they basically are able to get either paid people or fucking NPCs to do this. And most of them don't even know why, because most of them are, it's the cult concept. They target people that are losers. They literally target people that are losers, that have no life, that are depressed loners. And they say, "Hey, don't you want to become a part of something? Don't you want to be a part of a group where everybody loves you and everybody supports you?" And of course, they're going to be like, "Oh, yeah, of course I want to be a part of that. Because I want to feel good. I want to feel like I'm special. I want to feel like I'm, quote unquote, making a difference." And so they get sucked in and, they get sucked in by the cult hive mind. And then they become part of the cult. And so they just vomit up the cult's, the cult's talking points. And that's how they get that. That's all you see. All of these protests, all of these No Kings protests, they're all just manufactured, and they have managed to suck in a bunch. It's basically like Scientology in this respect. It's the same as Scientology, where they basically get the weak-minded, suck them in, indoctrinate them into the cult, and then they can just have them vomit up whatever you want them to vomit up forever and ever and ever. It's the same fucking concept.
Your dictator? I don't know if you know this, but people in large groups are incredibly easy to manipulate. If you've ever paid attention to anything the CIA has ever done or Mossad, you'd know that. But also, almost all the money for that shit came from places that hate me. What, are you trying to say people who are democratic hate you?
Yes, and the Jews.
Yes.
Stop it, Buff. No, I'm not saying that Democrats are against the United States. I'm not.
I will. At this stage in the game, I fucking will. Everything the majority, there's one Democrat who doesn't. One. Fetterman. Fetterman is the only Democrat that actually still shows that he actually cares about America and wants to do right by America. He is the only fucking Democrat. All the rest of them, yeah, I legit think that they hate America. Legitimately. I think that they've been bought and paid. At this point, it would not surprise me if they were all bought and paid for, specifically to bring about the downfall of the country. Because every single action that they are taking these days is to the detriment of the country. He will involve for the Save America Act performance. We'll see. Now, it's a question of, with the Save America Act, here's the thing. One thing you have to remember, anytime you hear about that a politician is not going to vote on a bill, okay, bearing in mind, there's usually something more. Like the whole thing of basically with all of these bills and all of these acts that go through Congress, it is never, there's the core thing. Okay, that was supposed to be there is the core thing of what is supposed to be voted on, but it's never just the single thing, because along the way, a metric fuck ton of shit gets stuffed into literally every single fucking bill that goes through Congress. Every single one. It's never about like, okay, the Save America Act. Guarantee you, other shit has been crammed into this. And when you vote on it, it's not like you're voting on each individual part of the bill. You're voting on it en masse. You're voting on it as the whole. And herein lies the problem. And yes, this is both Republicans and Democrats do this. It should be fucking illegal. It should not be allowed. If Congress is going to vote on something, it should be a bill with a single item. Vote on a single item. It should be illegal to cram all sorts of fucking pork shit into literally every bill that Congress is voting on. That should be fucking illegal because it happens every single time. Okay, we want to do voter ID laws. Okay, we're also going to start cramming in all sorts of other shit that has nothing to do with voter ID laws. Just like where the voting in the DHS, the DHS funding. Okay, the whole thing with TSA not being funded. The reason why that didn't pass through is because they were trying to cram all sorts of shit into it in addition to the funding. And this happens with every single bill. So every time you hear, oh, there's a bill that, that it's called something that you like. The issue, it's called about the issue that you like, and then and then it's like, okay, this side voted unanimously not to go with it, and you want to get pissed off at that side. Well, okay, what else got crammed in here while it made its way to the floor? And therein lies the problem. Is yes, every fucking bill needs to be a single issue bill. It should be illegal to do a multi-issue bill. Every single one should be single issue, and that would actually, force people to actually vote the way that they want to vote, and showcase the voters of how they actually plan on voting on key issues. But you can't get that now because they're not voting on just a key issue. They're voting on that issue with a whole bunch of other shit in there. And so it's either an all or nothing game, and it shouldn't fucking happen. And that's one big fucking reason why nothing gets done in government. Nothing gets done because they're never voting on a single issue anymore. They haven't for decades. And it's why shit doesn't get done anymore. You make it a requirement that any bill going through Congress is single issue only, no pork, no extra, no nothing. You'll actually start seeing shit get done.
Saying Republicans are against the United States. What I'm saying is there's verifiable funds coming into these No Kings protests from people who, for example, are working directly with West Taiwan.
I assume you're talking about the Great China, and you know not what you say, America.
Oh, don't act like we're fucking cool, man. You constantly try and steal from me. You raid the world's oceans, and you give refuge to anyone who hates me and has information.
Oh, yeah?
Well, before they kill him.
Neville Ray Singham. He made millions here in the U.S., then sold his company, moved to China, and is working directly with, hold on, I gotta read it here, the Chinese Central Propaganda Department. as a consult for you guys. And
I got another one. Hassan. That's another one. Oh, a gear fucking T. You don't think Hassan wouldn't give shit up immediately? You don't think Hassan wouldn't immediately give shit up to China if they asked for it? 100%
he helped fund the No Kings protest.
Of course
at some
he
point,
did.
are we going to realize that that's like direct adversarial nation interference? Like, I mean, I'm all for people speaking up, but like that seems pretty fucking direct.
That was an investigative report from Fox. You expect people in your world
Okay,
to believe
and?
that?
I mean, I looked all over for a counter argument, and as I was reading through it, usually if somebody doesn't have enough evidence to back up their claims, they don't name names because that also opens them up to a defamation lawsuit. So they named several names and said that it goes out to actually 500 individuals who helped fund, and groups that helped fund the No Kings protest.
Hi.
All of which combined have like net income of like $3.2 billion or something.
So what you're
What the
saying,
heck?
Uncle Sam, is with enough money and power, we could start motivating people in these countries to protest against the government.
Yes and no. Countries like West Taiwan will just either execute them or send them to labor camps until they die.
True.
True.
True. Very true.
Not all of them.
In other news, and I actually heard someone ask about this, we're going to start initial developmental test of the M1E3 Abrams that's coming out. Should be starting testing with about a platoon-size element this summer. And if everything
Cool.
goes well, we could start mass production by 2028, 2029. I only looked that up because
Sweet.
someone was genuinely asking, and I thought that it was just the Army showing something that could be. I didn't know they were actually going forward with it. So
Well, I
I'm
can't
glad
wait to see it in
that person
action.
brought that up because that would be a completely new Abrams platform.
America
Yeah.
still hasn't figured it out. All you need is a bunch of cheap tanks that you can send into war, and then they will do the job for you. The people are disposable inside them, but you make the tanks cheap.
And that
You know what? That's basically on brand. That's on brand for Slavic special ed. Make the tanks cheap and fuck the people inside. I can't I can't even do a Russia's mom joke about that. It's just so completely on brand for
it's cheap. And that's why more Russian tankers are part of the space program than cosmonauts. And we'll be launching Artemis 2 on the 1st of April. They'll be the first humans to even go back in the general vicinity of the moon in like, I don't know, since like 1975 or something like that, 79.
Go back to the moon.
It's so cool. They'll actually be going further than any American astronaut has ever gone because they're kind of rotating around the backside of it. Super cool.
Oh yeah, we're gonna launch up to the moon like we did before. Oh god, I can't believe people believe that shit. Pay attention to the
no.
traffic going in and out of Area 51.
Oh
Kip,
no.
Do you not think that we went to the moon before?
Maybe it's because we haven't.
Yes,
no.
we
Oh
have.
no, he's a denier.
Several times.
Oh no, kid. Wait. Who did this to him? Was it Franklin? Franklin did this to him, didn't it? Franklin brainwashed the kid, didn't he? Somebody get me that fucking trash panda right now.
Is Franklin filling your head with bullshit?
No,
Yep.
this is all me. Franklin doesn't think the moon is real. I think it's real, but we haven't been there.
Then where would all the money in my space program be going to?
The pockets of politicians and, oh, of course, the Jews.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, I would funnel some backdoor money that way. It's a solid take, but it's incorrect. Buff, help me out here.
I mean, honestly,
no.
I love how anti-Semitic his take is, but kid, here I'm going to tell you the truth. We've been to the moon, and you know why? I have absolute, definitive proof that no one can ignore.
Definitive proof. You mean like
God.
the fucking kilos of moon rocks I brought back? The people who said that they went there and landed? All the photos, all the videos?
Oh, God, no. No, that's not proof for anybody who cares. Kid, the reason we've never been to the moon, or well, you think we've never been to the moon, but I know we have, is because I've worked for the federal government for 70 years. They are far too stupid to keep something like that hidden for that long.
Yes! Yes! 1000%! 1,000% yes. And he's not out of line, and he's right. That has been the quintessential argument for literally for anyone that ever says that the government faked the moon landing. It is the most basic explanation that literally makes the most fucking sense. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that the government would ever be able to keep a secret like that for 70 plus fucking years. It is not fucking possible. Absolutely.